As all anime fans know, we will never be able to enter the world of our favorite anime. But we can bring its characters home with us. Their colorful hair, elaborate outfits, and expressive faces can liven up any room and serve as conversational pieces like when your mom asks, "Why does this little girl bathing in donuts?" You can simply reply, "Mom, this is no child. This is actually an immortal vampire that is 200 years old." Fantastic family conversations. The modern-day anime figures that collectors prize actually have their roots in the Meiji period, which spanned from 1868 to 1912, and was defined by Japan's decision to open its doors to the West and the country's subsequent establishment as an industrial powerhouse, especially in the field of toys. Prior to this era, Germany dominated the toy-making industry, but as German imports declined during World War I because war, Japan began to take its place. Now, Japan had already been making toys of a similar quality to the better-selling German offerings, but this wartime decrease in competition convinced England, France, and America to turn to Japan instead. Japanese engineers innovated with new at the time toy-making materials like celluloid and tin to define the new global standard for toy manufacturing. Celluloid was a type of protoplastic that manufacturers used for toy making from the turn of the century until about 1940. While tin was a cheap, light, and durable alternative to the previous primary toy component, wood. By the 20s, celluloid toys alone were Japan's 13th most valuable export. In fact, the value of all Japanese toy exports, Jesus, that spit flew out. In fact, the value of all Japanese toy exports tripled between 1914 and 1916, and tripled again between 1916 and 1920, to a massive total worth of 21 million yen. That's a lot of money. Japanese toy exports obviously declined during World War II because, again, war. But the toy-making industry was the first to recover as soon as the war was over. In the early post-war years, Japanese government particularly encouraged toy industry growth not only to bring new life into a lagging domestic economy, but because it communicated a peaceful, harmless new image for Japan on the world stage. This boom was further fostered by the American occupation, which gave Japan the right not only to produce toys, but to export them worldwide. Toy factories that had been forced to shut down when their mostly female workforces were instead making items for soldiers were reopened. And the demand was so big that new toy factories sprung up at the same time. And so, Japanese toy manufacturing entered a global era, becoming a major global exporter of figures and toys, a reality that has continued all the way to the present day.